Hello, everybody, and welcome to this new series on learning how to use Joomla. And in this series, we're going to be learning how to work with article management, how to upload and install extensions, and how to create your very own extension in Joomla. And this is something that I thought I should do because it's best to give back to people that are looking to learn more about Joomla to extend their skills further. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Joomla, Joomla is a content management system, and it's actually one of the world's most popular open source CMSs, right there on the website. And it does say that it powers over 2.7% of the web. Now the web's huge, so that should tell you something. Joomla is really one of my best recommendations for a CMS. A lot of people think, oh, we should code our own CMSs. And I just have one thing to say, and that's a really, really bad idea. Well, I shouldn't say a bad idea. It's just something that you should really not do. Just for the simple fact that Joomla has thousands of people that are working on it. They have thousands of hours worked into Joomla, and for a person developing their own CMS, although it may be a good idea from an outside perspective, people think that it can show more professionalism. But I have one news for you: people really don't care about what you're using to show the presentation. And what I mean by that is, as long as your site functions and it operates successfully and people aren't bogged down by problems, they're really not going to care how that content was delivered, as long as it was delivered. And Joomla, right out the box, is going to give you article management, it's going to give you user management. It's really one of those things that's going to help you save a lot of time. Okay, so that's enough rambling there, and let's go ahead and get started. If you don't have Joomla already, just click on the download link and you'll be taken to a beautiful download page that looks similar to this here. And the current version of Joomla is Joomla 1.73. So if you haven't already, go ahead and download that package. And once the package is opened, you have a list of files that look similar to this. And what you want to do is you want to go ahead and extract those files in the directory of your choice. Now, to install the Joomla package, you'll need to create a database. And creating a database is fairly simple. And I'll show you how to do that. So what we want to do is we want to open up our MySQL console. If you don't have one, it's no worries. If you do have one, go ahead and use it. If you don't, you can create a database with PHP MyAdmin. Just for the speed of this, I'm just going to create database, and I'm going to call this database Joomla Dev 1, and I'm going to execute that. Alright, so create database Joomla Dev 1. So Joomla Dev 1 is going to be our database, and let's go ahead and install Joomla. So go to the location to which you have your Joomla installed. In this case, I have ENDV. Actually, I have it in JMDB. Okay, so once you are within the directory of your installation of Joomla, if it's not installed, you will see a very sleek installer that looks like this. So go ahead and select your preferred language. I'm going to select English United States, which is already pre-selected for me, and I'm just going to click Next. Okay, now this here is going to give you some insight about your configuration of your server. Joomla does require PHP version 5.24 or greater, so if you don't have that, just ask your host if they can upgrade it, or if you're running on your own machine, that's a little bit more detailed than this tutorial can cover, although it's not really that hard to update. So I do allow errors to display, and this is only because I'm on a development version. Once you go to a production version, you really want to make sure that you're not displaying errors. You really want to give away anything when it comes to errors to your visitors. Output buffering, I actually do use output buffering for some things on my server. So I had that turned on. Joomla recommends it's off, but that's one of those things that it's really not a big concern. Okay, so let's click next. And here it just gives you a general licensing agreement. It just states that you can use Joomla for whatever person you can have. You can repackage it and distribute it how you see fit. But as long as you attach this agreement with it as well, stating that they can do the same with the distribution that you submit. Okay, so let's click next. And this is where we actually configure the configuration of your Joomla. This is more related to the database. We're actually using a MySQL database, and we have a local host here. Now, if you're using like GoDaddy or something like that, it'll probably give you a crazy host name, which is you'll see that. Username, I'm just going to use username, and password is just going to be password for a database. The database that I created was Joomla _dev_1. A table prefix. This is automatically generated by Joomla. You can use whatever you would like or whatever is pre-generated for you. That's fine. That should not affect the tutorial at all. So let's click next. And right now what it's doing is actually installing all the tables necessary and all the data inside your Joomla database that you created earlier. And that may take a couple seconds to process. Okay. Alright. Alright, still going. Alright. Very good. So once that's done, you can enable FTP if you want to. I'm not going to because that's not actually installed on my local machine. Your site name. Your site name is what you're going to call your site. In this case, I'm going to call this Joomla Dev. Your email. My email, if you want to email me, you can email me at jody.l.fitzpatrick@gmail.com. Now, your username is set up whatever you want to. I'm going to use admin, and I'm going to use password as the password. I'm just going to confirm that password. You can install the sample data if you want to. It's not necessary, and if you're getting ready to go to production, I would not recommend it to install sample data. But since we're going to be learning how to develop with Joomla, we are actually going to install the sample data, because we can always go back and remove it if necessary. Okay, so the sample data has been installed successfully. So let's click next. And you're done. So the next thing you want to do is click on the button, remove installation folder, or you can do it manually. It's up to you. So I'm just going to click remove installation folder, and it's removed. Now you have a couple of choices. You can go ahead and view your site, which will do that now, or you can view the administrator panel, which we'll do at a later time. Alright guys, so you're up and installed, and you now have a new Joomla installation available, and we can go ahead and start learning how to develop with Joomla and learn a little bit of basics about Joomla. Alright guys, my name is Jody. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to answer them when it comes to Joomla. Okay guys, have a great one.